exercise is a real case study. Basically, we are looking back to the beginning of 2020 when the corona pandemic appeared in Germany and Europe. And like case studies, there's always lots of information given which is not all relevant for the case study. And on the other hand, maybe some data is not given and you either have to take assumptions or get the data from anywhere else. I will skip all these dates because these ones you can read by yourself and you can go through by yourself. In the end, very quickly, the FH Aachen had to become a digital university, and we have done some kind of digital transformation. And of course, a question can pop up if we talked about digital transformation the last week. What are the enablers? Describes the transformation as value creation, value proposition, customer interaction, and give example for challenges in our 4 given dimensions. So let's give it a try. So when it comes to the enabler, so what did enable us to go online as a university? That's basically some issues. The first one is we do have an internet. So we can assume that each and every student has access to the internet from home, and we can provide information through the internet. Second is, each and every student has got a laptop or a PC. Yeah, so we can rely on the fact that the information we hand over by the internet is you are able to read and access and to consume. And then we have special kind of software. This is something we had to invest in. For example, video conferencing or software to prepare screencasts like the one I'm doing right now, screencasts. So special software. But these are the enabler which help us to enable to get more digital. Let's have a look on value creation, value proposition, and customer interaction. So, value creation, here we have focus on internal issues, not on the customer. Yeah, so focus internal. So what are values we have created by ourselves? Yeah, so we can, for example, reuse lectures in later semesters. Lectures. What is a value as well? Maybe comfort. The teachers can do and run their lectures from home. And by that, we do not have problems with heating. In the long run, we could re-land our lecture halls, things like that. So when we talk about value creation, we always talk about values which are created for the service enabler, in this case, university. Let's have a look on value proposition. Yeah, so here the focus is on customers on the external side. So the customers in this case is you. So what is the value you will get? You will get a value, for example, comfort. Yeah, you can take this, the lectures from home. Students can take lectures from home. This includes, for example, prices. You don't have to pay tickets for train, or you don't have to buy gas for your car. What is another value? You can hear and listen to the lectures whenever you like. Yeah? Listen to a lecture whenever you like. You can listen twice to a lecture if you haven't understood everything completely. You can redo lectures. You just compare it to an analog university where the lecture for a certain topic is once and will not be repeated, so it's much more cumbersome to get all the information if you didn't get it in the first time. And finally, let's have a look on customer interaction. Yeah, so it's the interface between you and between the university and you and the customers. So what we can do is, for example, we can do learning analytics. That is, we can observe on the server which screencast, which video is downloaded, how often. Are there certain parts of the video which are watched twice or 3 times, which means obviously here is a problem and people have problems to understand it. Are certain services like fora taken or are they not used? So where do we have to invest more and which things we can leave out the next time? So here we get, analyzing the data, a much better profile, a much better understanding of what is happening and what should we do in the next time. Let's have a look on our challenges. First, so let's have a look. There's quite some challenges. Let's only tackle a few ones. So technical challenge is, are our networks, is our infrastructure performant enough? Performance of infrastructure. So in the end, we had to buy more server capacity, we had to buy more bandwidth to be able to run an online university. Then we have to check if, for example, compliance, technical compliance here. If the new video conferences are compliant, for example, with Ilias. Conference software compliant with Ilias. Those are technical requirements. Then we have organizational requirements. So before we did have policies how that we have to be at the university for in a certain period. So if you have a 40 hours a week contract, you have to be at the university 40 hours a week. How do we do in the time of a pandemic when we have a home office? So how to handle home office. This is still an issue in many companies which are now trying to go back to not home office, how much home office is allowed. I guess you have experienced this kind of discussions in quite some companies. So this is an organizational issue. Another one would be training. So I have not done screencasts before, so I first have to make my own experience, look on the timing, check what works good, what works not so good, and so on and so on. There's lots more in organization. I just would like to highlight a few of those issues. Then we have value add and compliance. So what is the added value we have. Yeah. First thing is we can survive. Going online, we couldn't have done lectures at all. So for us as a university, it was of utmost importance to simply be able to continue our lecturing. But then the added value for us could be the one we have already mentioned when it comes to a value proposition. So value creation. It's reuse of lectures. We could position ourselves on a market in a new way. So these could all be value adds for the university. Why we are doing it? It costs investment. So what is a payback? Finally, we have compliance. And one issue could be data privacy. So if I'm running a video conference, either put it online, and can I force you to show your picture, to show your face? So that's a question which was really debated. Personally, I prefer to see to whom I'm talking. On the other hand, I cannot ask you to open your camera to each and everybody. So there's discussions ongoing to balance out data privacy issues with other issues we have in our case in here. Then I talked about analytics. Yeah? So we are able to check who has uploaded what kind of information when. And again, we have an issue with data privacy. So is this allowed, or is this of kind some data which is private only?